Hello, this video is to support you with your leaflet writing for your fake news topic in Functional Skills English. The idea is that it will support any notes you made in your group speaking and listening exercises or anything that you've learned from your reading activities. So why didn't I just put this in note form? Well, we all know the temptation to copy and paste when doing our own writing, and I really wanted you to be inspired to come up with your own ideas. So this isn't about quoting the video directly, but you might want to have a pen and paper just to take a few notes, as I'm going to go through some of the tips for helping you avoid fake news. You might like to consider the 5 W's, the where, when, who, what and how. I know how begins with H, but we'll let that one go. Always think, where is the news story coming from? So if you're on the internet, look at the web address. Does it end with a recognisable suffix? So the .com or the .co.uk, or if it's from an educational site, .ac.uk. Some websites will have endings that look fake, like .com.co, for example, or .lo. So always be aware of that. Also, think about the geographical location of the story. It might not be fake, but is it relevant to you? I'm sure we all know people who might share posts on social media about missing dogs, only when you click on you find out it's in Kentucky in the USA. So not so much a fake news story, but not really relevant, since the dog's not going to turn up running around the streets of Birmingham, for example. You might also want to consider when. When is the story from? Look at the date. Is it a new, up-to-date story? Some fake news stories might have fake dates. A lot of silly stories might have the date the 1st of April, so it could be an April Fool's joke. Or maybe it's on the 30th of February, for example. If it's a real date, look at the year. Is it an old story? Sometimes stories from years ago might do the rounds again if it could be relevant to something that's happening in the news at the moment. So always check the date. Think who is sharing this story. Are they a recognised journalist or professional in their field? You may get stories that claim to be from an expert, but if that expert cannot be tracked, if you're not given a name or a position, it might just be a way of lending a sort of credibility or making the story sound serious and true when it's not. Does the person sharing it have some sort of agenda, some sort of reason, some sort of ideology that they're trying to spread through their news story? Is it being shared by a friend or family member that perhaps you're not sure of their own judgment? Always look at who the story is coming from or who has written the story. Consider what. What does it look like? Does the website that you're reading the story on look legitimate? Does it have an About Us section? Is it from a proper news source that has used decent photos and decent text? Or does it look somehow amateurish or mocked up? Is the headline clickbaity? Is it designed to get you to read, to advertise you things rather than to inform you about something that is genuine? Finally, think how. How can I find out if this story is real? Think again, does it look too good to be true? Because quite often, if it is, then it's not true. It's not true that Cadbury's are giving away chocolate hampers to everybody who clicks a certain news story every day, yet that is an example that I see all the time. If a news story is genuine, you'll find it shared across lots of different platforms. So if you see it on one news source, check your Sky News or your BBC News or some of the well-established sites to see if it's been repeated there. Okay, so that's just a few tips on how you can identify fake news. Feel free to use any of that information in your writing and drop me a line with any questions, anything that you are not sure you understand. Thank you very much. Bye.